Hi, guys. Good evening and welcome back to another live session. I'm Mamta. And in today's session, we're going to talk about the fear of being judged. A lot of times we fear that people will judge us if we speak in our poor English, or if we still struggle with English, we fear that there are people who will judge us. And if you're not fluent in English yet, the chances are you don't speak in English even when you need to, because you fear that you will make a mistake and others will judge you for your English. Yeah, is that true? We'll talk about that today. That is what we're going to discuss. Does that ever happen with you? Please let me know. I have interacted with hundreds of students in the last few years, and I know that a lot of times they just don't speak because they fear being judged. Does that happen with you too? If not always, sometimes. Does that happen? Please let me know. Write a yes in the comments. And now, before we talk about, what you think about being judged, or before we talk about do people actually judge you when you speak in English, let us first face the fact that English is an important skill for career and for business, right? In today's world, English is an important skill. So before we talk about the fear of being judged or anything else, I would like to ask you, will you grow more in your career, or will you grow faster in your career with better English? Let me know in the comments, guys. I would like you to participate. If you're here, I'd like you to let me know that you're here and you're listening. Will you grow faster? Let me know in the comments. And will you be able to communicate more powerfully if you are fluent in English, or if you're confident in English? Please let me know. Of course, most of us will say yes, because we are ambitious. We want great careers. We want to have an impact. We want to lead teams, do great work. So of course, our answer is yes, that English undeniably is the language of communication for higher education, for jobs, for traveling across the globe, right? So of course, it's important. English is indeed an important skill for career and business in today's world. So now that we know that, and we know that we need better English, right? It's an essential component of our career progression, of our career growth. So now coming to the actual topic for today, do people really judge you? Because you do think that, sometimes people judge you. All of us feel that way. I have felt that way, and I also still feel that way sometimes about, maybe not about English at this point, but maybe about a lot of other things. We think that people are judging us. So let's address that. Let's talk about that. But before we talk about that, I want to ask you this question, and I want you to comment your answer. So my question is, who are you thinking about right now? Is it you? Are you thinking about yourself, your life, your family, your friends, your plans? What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about something else? And the next question is, who do you think about most of the time? Most of your time, who do you think about? Is it you, or is it other people? Yeah, what's your answer? Let me know in the comments. So you know that you don't think much about the other people in the world. You think about yourself, your career, your family, your life, right? You think about yourself. No matter where you are, you think about yourself, what you have to do, what is your plan for the day, what are your goals? That's what you think about. So why do you think that other people are thinking about you, or other people have the time, energy, or the scope to judge you. Right? When you don't care much about how someone else speaks, chances are that others also don't care much about your English. It's you who cares about it, right? It's you who thinks that you are not good. It's your inner self which is telling you that you're not good, and that is why you think that people are judging you. But in reality, people are so busy minding their own business because everybody has their own thicks and thins and ups and downs in life. Nobody has time for us. Nobody has time for you, right? So the way you are not thinking much about others, you think about yourself most of the time. The same thing happens with others as well. Even when you're talking to them, they are really not thinking about your mistakes in English. So stop thinking that people will judge you or people are judging you. They don't have that time because they are so busy minding their own business. But it's your own insecurity, your own fear. That is what you need to address, right? Not about people judging you. Nobody's judging you. Nobody has that time. So that's one point, okay? Be clear in your mind that no one's judging you. People are so busy. They have their own goals and plans and their dreams. They are busy thinking about that. Now, the second point that you should know, why I'm sharing these points is because I want you to have this clarity. So the second point is English is a language. Its only job is to communicate, right? English is a language like any other language. For example, Punjabi is a language in India, and many of us can understand Punjabi, but we can't speak, correct? We don't know how to say, for example, I don't know how to say, how are you in Punjabi, right? Or I cannot speak, but if somebody speaks to me in Punjabi right now, like if you write something to me in Punjabi in the comments right now, maybe I'll understand it. Similarly, right? And why I don't understand or why I don't speak Punjabi is because I don't have exposure to Punjabi. Similarly, if you don't have much exposure to English, you are not able to speak it well at this moment, right? So, and also when you're are using English, what you are using it for is to express yourself, to communicate a message. So that it only does that job. It's just a carrier of your emotions, your feelings, your message. It just expresses that and delivers it to the next person. That's the only job. Don't think of it as something that's something very critical. It's not really critical. It is, though it is very important, of course, right? We're not denying the importance, but we're saying that it's just a language of communication. So even if with some errors here and there, you are able to express your thoughts, your feelings, that is what matters. That is what you should try to do when you speak in English. That's what my point is. So when you're speaking in English, keep that in your mind that what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all my energy and efforts into communicating this message and delivering it to the next person. That's all. At that point, you don't bother much about your mistakes or other things that make you feel insecure. So that's my point. It's just a language. Moving on. Sometimes students ask us, and one of my students asked me recently that during their office meetings, sometimes he feels that he should say something, but then he thinks, oh, should he say it or should he not say it? So he just, most of the times he just lets it go and he doesn't contribute in the meetings much. He doesn't speak much during the meetings unless he is asked to. He said, yeah, if they ask me to say something, I do. But otherwise, there are so many things in my mind. I think I should say, but I don't say. So I asked him this question. I said, when you want to say those things, do you think those things are important for business, for the company? He said, yes, those things are important. That is why I want to say. And I said, you are there for business, right? You're there for a common goal. As an organization, we all work towards a common goal. So if you think it matters to the business, you should say it. Your English shouldn't bother you at that moment, right? What should bother you is it is important for the business, so I must express this thought. I must say this. You can follow the similar, the similar approach, that if you think it's important for the business, and business means anywhere. If you are in a school, if it's important for what you're doing there, if you're in the college, if it is important for that project, if you are working, if it is important for the organization, if you think it's important, saying it is important, saying it will add value, then say it without bothering about your English at that moment. That was my next point. So I hope you will keep that in mind. Moving on. And does that make sense? Please let me know. Does that make sense? That, it's not about your English. It's about the common goal that the organization has and how you contribute in that. Even if you make some errors in English, no big deal, right? Moving on. Please keep in mind that most people want you to succeed. Yeah. You may think that people are laughing at you. People may laugh. You'll think that, sometimes you think that, oh, people may laugh at me. They may make fun. But let me tell you that most people want to help us. Most people want us to succeed. Most people will support us. So that's how you should see most people, right? Most of the people are there to see us grow. And people who want us to grow will not really judge us just for the language, right? So please keep that in mind. Next, there are people, though, who will share constructive feedback with you or constructive criticism with you. If that happens, if somebody tells you that, hey, I feel you should improve in this area, or I feel you should work on your English, or you should work on your communication, particularly in this area, then welcome it. You also want that ultimately, right? You also want to be better. You also want to grow. So welcome it. In fact, in Hindi, we have a doha, which says, Nindak niyare rakhiye. You know that? So even wise men have already told us that people who criticize us, they should be around us, because ultimately it will help us grow. So welcome it. It's good for you. Don't fear it. There's no reason you should fear it. Moving on to the next point. If someone does laugh at you, अब कोई होते ही ऐसे लोग जो शायद मजाक भी उड़ाते हैं दूसरों का, या चीजों को ऐसे मजाक में ले लेते हैं, you can share it too. You can share it too means, अगर किसी ने बोला, अरे यार तुमने तो ये गलत बोल दिया, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है, ऐसे होता है, तो हाँ सही कह रहे हो, एक्चुअली मैं अभी इंग्लिश लर्न कर ही रही हूँ ना, तो थोड़ी बहुत मिस्टेक्स हो जाती हैं, right? You just owned it. You just accepted that, yes, you do make mistakes sometime. In fact, you can thank that person. है ना? उन्होंने भी आपका help ही किया, right? And if something you feel bad, then you work on yourself. The point is, you shouldn't take it negatively at all. That shouldn't stop you from speaking. If they laugh at you, great. You've learned something from it. If somebody laughs at you the next time or makes fun of something, also now you learn, right? Which I doubt will happen, but in some environment, if that still happens, that's what you got to do. I just told you. Next point that I have for you is, haters will be haters. After all this, after knowing all this, still you will say, yeah, but there are some people who are like that. So for that, you and I can't do anything. Nobody can do anything. Even the best people in the world have haters, and they also exist. You don't need to actually bother about those people. So those are the people you don't care about. You don't, they just don't exist for you. That's the approach you should have for them. So after that, you've understood all this. You've understood that no one's really judging you. No one has time for you. People are busy minding their own business, and English is just a medium of expression. It doesn't tell anything about your abilities or your capabilities. And Most of the people around you want you to succeed. They are not judging you. And if you do get feedback from someone, accept it, work on it, thank them. And if there are some people who laugh at you, it's okay. You can also share the laugh. And if there are some people who are really mean, let them be wherever they are. Don't bother about them. You understand all this? So with this, what I'm trying to say is, it's important for you to speak. It's important for you to express yourself if you want to get better, right? If you want to be fluent in English, no one else can speak on your behalf. It will not help you, right? You have to do the job. But having understood all these facts, I don't want you to go easy on yourself. है ना कि अच्छा ममता तो बोल रही थी कि कोई नहीं हंसता यार, लोगों के पास टाइम का है, तो ठीक है, जैसा भी है सब ठीक है, मेरी इंग्लिश जैसी भी है सब ठीक है. I'm not suggesting that. I'm not suggesting that you go easy on yourself. This is what I would like to suggest. In fact, I would like to suggest that before someone else critiques you, you be your biggest critique. No, we're talking about English here right now. So you share feedback with yourself. You observe your skills. You observe your confidence, the mistakes you're making, and share that feedback with yourself every day and keep getting better every day. If you get into a habit of criticizing yourself, I mean, let's not say criticizing, let's say if you get into that habit of sharing feedback with yourself, you will grow every day without anyone else's interference, or you will not need any help. Next, work on yourself relentlessly. Relentlessly matlab bina thake, bina ruke, work on your skills. If it's important, abhi to aapne mere ko bola ki yes, it will help you grow faster in your career. It matters. You will be able to communicate more powerfully. If it is that important, then work on it tirelessly. Make it, set some goal and work on it. And be tough on yourself. Don't go easy. मैंने ये सब बोला, इसका मतलब ये नहीं I want you to go easy on yourself. I want you to be tough on yourself. Be tough, set some goals, meet those goals. Share critical feedback with yourself, work on it every day, improve every day. Seek every opportunity you get. Every opportunity that you get to speak, take advantage of it. Speak wherever you can, because that's the only way you will get better. Irrespective of whatever happens, somebody shares feedback with you, somebody criticizes you, or someone even laughs at you, or somebody judges you. Despite having all those things in your head, you must speak at every opportunity you get, because that's the only way you're going to get better. That's the only way you're going to improve your speaking skills. There is no other way. No amount of listening, reading will help you improve your speaking. For speaking, you need to speak. And the most important point is, find and create more opportunities to speak in English. And don't just use the opportunities that exist. Create more opportunities, find more opportunities, be creative. You can think of, okay, how else can I practice? Can I find a partner to practice English online? Or if you need to find a mentor who can guide you, do that as well. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, find more and more opportunities to speak. If you can't find anyone, then as we discussed in another session, that you can speak and record yourself in a camera. You can record yourself on your phone, or you can speak in front of a mirror, or you can read out loud. Those can also be the opportunities for you to practice your speaking skills. So that is what I would like you to do. I'd like you to find, and not just find, but create more and more opportunities for you to speak in English. Okay, so while I said, and while now that you know that, people are not really judging you because they have a lot of other things to do, but you know that English is essential for you to grow, or for you to achieve your goals, or for you to communicate more powerfully. With that awareness, you should work towards your goal of building fluency and confidence when you speak in English. So that should fuel you. that should fuel you. Your goal should fuel you. That is what I want you to take away from today's session. And if you need help to practice English with a mentor who can guide you, share feedback with you on a day-to-day basis, and make you speak more and more, then you can connect with us, as we offer online courses to help you practice your English speaking skills. You can practice in group or one-on-one with English Cafe. So that's all from me for this live session. Please let me know how you found this session. Was it useful for you? And if you're already fluent in English, do you think it can help, it can benefit someone else? Because I know that when I was learning English, I had to deal with all this. I just would not open my mouth to speak because I would fear being judged. And there are people that exist everywhere who will laugh at you. So do you think someone will get help by watching this lesson? Please share it with them. And do join us live every evening at 9 p.m. for more such videos. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful evening and keep growing.